Hello everyone, this is Elena with Angel Messages with Elena. Today we're going to discuss something that I personally did, and in the description and in the title it says we're going beyond affirmations for conception and opening up the womb, because I have been like without a period, a menstrual cycle, for 3 years. I'm in my Jubilee. There's really no way that I should be having a cycle right now. So somehow, in the last 30 days, I have opened up my womb. So I want to share with you some of the things that I've been doing for this to happen. Now, mind you, I'm not looking to get pregnant. This just happened. I'm on my 4th day of my period, and it's light but not spotty. It's heavy for, not having a cycle in 3 years, and I really feel that the angels really and Divine Mother wants to come and share with you what they think about the messages that is coming about, not just about thoughts, but the things that you could do that won't make you go crazy, won't put you in the fear mode of loss, and to put you in the production and fertility mode. So this you can share also with your spouse, because it's not just for the women. So yeah, so welcome. All right, so I want to do a reading first. I am a Reverend Ordained Minister, and I use cards because there is a lot of beautiful information in there, and same way with, and in the arts, there is always codes and messages in the arts. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I use oracle cards. I made my own cards. We're going to use the Goddess Power deck from Colette Baron Reed, and we're going to use It's Time, my own cards that I made, that goes from the meaning of the cards. So the spread that I'm going to be using is traditionally a 3-card spread. Kyle Gray from the UK, he does Angel Tribe and Angel Messages as well, and it's your strength, your heart, a challenge, an obstacle, and we're going to do 3 sets of 3s. So we get into 9s. 9s is about completion. It's about what you want to harvest. So this is, so much into the fertility part, and if you're, really struggling with that, we want to coming into for you being fertile, and to be able to carry your baby full term and to have a healthy baby as well. So I use numbers all the time. I've been using numbers since I was young. Don't know why, I always did. And It's Time, we're only going to do 3, and there's going to be confirmation of the strength, the heart, the challenge, or obstacle. Okay, so this is going to be a general message. I do personalized readings if you want something on conception, fertility, gestational things. Just, messages are so that you get past the fear and get past what's holding you back, and past programming and patterns, and to keep moving you forward. There's nothing more that Divine wants for you is to have your heart's desire, and if it's starting a family or adding to your family, that's your heart's desire. Psalms 37:4 is delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desire. So delight means joy. Desire means joy. So, we always say that our kids are our joy. So, and they are our blessings. All right. I'll go ahead and get some cards laid out here. Now, I'm not looking at any of these cards. These are, being shuffled right now, so there's nothing predestined here as far as the pre-shuffle. Okay. And These cards are really coming out really super easy. All right, and then it's time. Now there's a couple of things that Divine wants you to see without me seeing. And you might want to go back and look at the deck. I'm supposed to do this 3 times. These are special messages for you. And one more time that way. So if you, I usually watch this video after I upload it. So in the comments, I will put on there what those cards mean, okay? So look into the comments. All right. And one more card for its time. Okay, so your strength is with the Mama Kila. Mama Kila is about knowing the moon phases. So if you have been trying to get pregnant, but you're doing it during the wrong cycle of the moon. So right now, if you went through the moon cycle, you should be having a menstrual cycle. Okay, this is the releasing. This is the releasing and the shedding of the uterus and the lining and the blood that didn't have the fertile egg in there. Okay, so this is, you know, the time for shedding. Now, after the new moon, which would be July 31st, so August 2nd, and until the full moon or a couple days after, those are the peak times for conception when you follow the moon. Now, if you are on drugs, the birth control that has prevented you to follow the moon, I would suggest that you give your body at least 3 to 6 months to get back into the cycle of the moon, because trust me, it will follow it. And if not, these are the things that you can really pray for, is to do the moon cycles. So Goddess Mama Kia, she is here to tell you to follow the cycles of the moon. This is your strength, okay? And maybe you are already doing that, okay? So just keep doing that. And just, you know, when right now we're in the waning of the moon, so just, you know, tell your body it's time to shed. It's time to shed. And, you know, when you get up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, it's time to shed. And then when it's after the new moon, then it's, you know, time to fill. Time to fill, because you want your blood to, you know, be full in your uterus as well. All right? Because you want good conception and good blood retention. Okay, so your heart, ooh, it's secretive. Are you holding secrets within you that is preventing you from conceiving? What kind of patterns are you holding that, you know, maybe secretive? And this does not apply to everyone, but if you have been hurt when you were a child, either by sexual, mental, emotional, you know, spiritual, or more things, this is the time to release those. Secrets will actually deteriorate your body, right? In bad secrets. I've seen them. You take a picture of somebody in black and white, they'll either look really beautiful or they'll look like a skull. You don't want them to look like a skull, because it means that they're dying on the inside. Black and white photographs are the best way you can tell of somebody's soul, because we're all blended together. So release those secrets, all right? Release them. That is going to be a really good healing experience for you in order to conceive or to open up your wound. All right, so an obstacle that you may have is water, is emotions. It's maybe your hormones are just all unbalanced. So some of the things you could do for hormones is by using fennel. Putting fennel in a tea and getting your body regulated. There is, Young Living carries progestin essence that you only use for 2 weeks on your upper arms, and then the rest of the time you let go. And so it's every like Every 3 weeks you would use progestins essence, and it helps your hormones. So that helps with your emotions, so that you're not up and down, because when you are pregnant or if you had a miscarriage, you had baby hormones, so it's going to make you go crazy anyways. It takes up to 4 years after a baby is born, after a miscarriage, for your body to equate out. So give yourself some time in between. Don't just try to get pregnant right away if this has happened to you. So it's really important to stay balanced and bring serenity in to your body and to your environment, right? We want to be equal. Now, the other thing about water is beautiful. It's about learning. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure that if you're unable to conceive, check your weight for your height. What is it, your height and weight? If you're too skinny, your body is not going to retain anything, because you're constantly replenishing too fast. Maybe your metabolism is really too fast. But you want to be 5 to 10 pounds, even 15 to 20 pounds heavier in order to conceive. I've seen this personally. I've been watching this for, about 30 some years in my life. So these are some of the things. I mean, even as animals, when we were raising hogs and when I raised my horses, I always gave the mare, we gave the sows extra feed to get them fat, because it's better for conception rate, right? It's higher conception rate. So try, do that as well. Do exercise moderately. So if you're trying to get pregnant, and don't do so many sit-ups, because you're really working the abdomen, and sometimes when you're working with the abdomen, you're forcing your uterus to push through. All right, I've noticed that personally, being in the military and working really hard. Is just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I had that much discharge from my uterus. So just be careful on how much you exercise. So these are some of the challenging things, but notice that this is a 333. This is transformational. So the things, all of these start with threes. 3, 2, 3, 9, division of all threes here, and then 3 threes. So these are very transformational. This is about family and having foundation, not in just relationships, but as a parent who is expecting a child. So, and this goes for men too. Men, you go and test your hormones as well, because it takes 2 to tango, and we need healthy semen, right? Healthy sperm, and for that contact, for that egg to actually to be conceived, and to even stay within the uterus. Okay, I've never done messages like this before, so bear with me. All right, so now the next 2 cards are going to be your to go behind the strength card, and Erin Rod is coming forth, and notice she is another 3. How beautiful is that? Erin Rod is about time. Is that when you follow the moon and the timing, that it will be the perfect timing, right? As the moon goes full. Something that I have endured when I did get pregnant. It took me several months to get pregnant, because I was on birth control pills for 7 years. The second child was a lot easier. And then my third one I did lose, and I've never been able to conceive since. So my first one, and my second one, they were all conceived, and it was like right before full moon or a day or 2 after full moon, because you still have the energy of the full moon. So just kind of know that that's usually a time. And I don't know if it's for everyone, but this is just from my experience and from what the angels are telling me, just to tap into that, as the moon is getting full, you're planting your seeds, you're planting the semen, you're planting the sperm, you're planting all those things into the womb during that time. Your womb, your uterus is your garden, okay? So that's the time for planting and fertilization. And another card is you're going to have good fortune when you follow the moon phase. This is Lakshmi. She's about fortune. She's 2-7, which comes down into a 9, which is divisible by 3. All right, so we have 5 3s on the table. That comes to 15. All right, and now we're into the 15 minutes. So this is good fortune when you follow the natural cycles. Following the natural cycles of spring, of summer, August. So the things that, you want to think about as we're going into August is, harvest. What do we want to harvest? This is what we manifest. This is what we pray for. This is the appearance of things to come into our life. So tap into those energies. Okay, under secrets, this is your heart is about Hestia, which is home. It's about and notice this is 21. It comes down to 3. I cannot make this stuff up. Okay, so Hestia is about home life. It's about your environment. Maybe your environment is not sustainable for a new life. Have you thought of that? That really did come up for me 4 days ago, right before my cycle started, or as it was starting. And it was just like, if you have a darkness in your house, or there's clutter in one particular area, to clean it out, put a plant and the lights over it. It's like illumination, and plants give oxygen, and it makes us feel better because we can breathe better. So, so what is it that in your home that you can change your environment of? Is it hostile? Right? Does somebody in your family yell all the time because they're out of emotional control? So you need to bring serenity into your home. It's so key. Or, in your bedroom where you have sex, right? The things in the bedroom that you want to have is, like pink books. Maybe you want to get baby on the brain, so to speak, is get some magazines or, your own baby pictures, and kind of set them up, not in your bedroom, but where you're going to see it, maybe on your refrigerator door or in your bathroom, so that up here you're telling your spirit within you that you're wanting to have a child. Not you're gonna long for it, but it's like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, baby. Okay, so that's just a trigger to play tricks on your mind, so that you don't have to constantly think about it. Because when you think about it, you can go like totally ballistic and psycho. So don't do that. If you're in this emotional thing that is gonna it's like so horrible for you, those are the things that you just really want to hone in and to do subliminal messages for yourself, because about 90% of the world actually fall into the subliminal. There's few of us that can pick it up, like how into grocery stores or department stores that they play "Do not steal, you get arrested." Da, 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 da. Yeah, I used to sing that while I was in the store when my mom was shopping when I was really little, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know, it's something that I hear." And then much later, like 10 years ago, it was like, yeah, they do play those in the undertones of the music. It's just so teeny tiny, but yet our spirit, our energy is picking that up. So this is, kind of a way that you can trick your mind. Now, yeah, and I want to just, like home and preparing is like, I know I had gotten stuff from a cousin with baby stuff. I kept it, and every once in a while I went through those baby things. My sister did the same thing. She has endometriosis, and she was able to conceive. I know somebody else who had endometriosis, and her doctor said she couldn't conceive, and I said, well, why? Doctors are not God. Doctors constantly give us death sentences, and we accept it. So, and she's had 3 healthy babies with endometriosis, which is like tumors in your uterus, which does cause a lot of pain. So, but she was able to have 3 natural, healthy baby births. Okay, healthy babies. All right. So, our next card, still divisible by 3. You got 48. Is a Spider Woman. So, what's on your heart is about the creation. It's about how can I be a creator. You have a void. There's, especially if you experience the loss, and those who haven't even experienced the loss, and still want to be part of mother, right? Be the nurture. So one of the things that I will have chihuahuas here, and they're little, and it's been like the last month, one of my chihuahuas gets so emotionally needy. She has to be laying on you and petting her, and it's just like, when I was coddling her, when I was nurturing her, I was kicking in mother instinct. So this is something that you can also do to get your body into that nurturing mode. Like, I know women who's never had babies can actually nurse babies because they were able to not only stimulate their breasts, but they were able to stimulate, the nurturing part of mother within us. Same way with men. I mean, you can stimulate different parts of your body too. And if you have a lot of sex, don't have sex for a while, because there is a survival mode that kicks in with each and every one of us. And I know for a fact that this works, because I know of a friend who tried to conceive for like 5 years, couldn't do it. So she thought it was the mercury in her teeth, because some science back in the 90s said that it could prevent you from being pregnant. So she took them all out, put something else in, and her husband and her stopped having sex for a while, right? Because they were just, nothing was working. Well, guess what? After, I don't think they had sex for almost 6 weeks, which is a long time for a lot of men and women. But they were able to conceive within 3 months of not having sex. Within 3 months, they conceived, had a healthy daughter. So, and she just currently got married last year. So, and that was their 3rd child. So maybe you have been one who's had, a couple of children, but, you have a desire to have 1 or 2 more. So that is another way that you can do, is just, don't have sex for a while, because the survival mode that happens, you can see it also in animals, into us. Nature is like, you get used to something for a long time, right? And then, like, you're producing fruits, and in some ways it's like sex, you're producing, hormones, and then all of a sudden it stops, and then your body's like, okay, how long is this drought gonna happen? Same way with apple trees. I saw this on my own farm. We had a drought for about 3 years, and then all of a sudden we started getting rain, and you know what? I had an abundance of apples. I had so many apples, I was giving them to neighbors. All right, so same way with our own bodies, is that all of a sudden you start getting sex again, and they're like, oh, I need to produce these eggs. So be careful on that. You can have multiples, but your body will kick in saying, yes, I need to recreate, I need to procreate, because I don't know when the next season will be where I will go through a drought. So maybe a lot of you are in a drought right now. So start getting stimulated, start having fun. Okay, so yeah, some ideas. Okay, so in your challenge or obstacle underwater, you have Bridget, which is creative spark. All right, she is about abundance. This is the number 8. This is the eternal. This is things that fertility under 8, creative spark. All right, so hopefully that some of these things is giving you sparking to getting your hormones nice and even, to bring your home into serenity, to take a breath and stop trying so hard. That's the misconception about praying and manifest, is that you do it so hard and so fast, and it's like you gotta give yourself time to breathe. You gotta give yourself, your body, time to heal. So kind of keep that in mind as well. We'll get into some other different stuff after this too. So, and then under, here's another divisible with 3. So we've had 8 cards that are 3s, which comes to 24, right? 8 times 3. And then it comes into a 6. 6 is about love, okay? So ocean is about generosity. Generosity is something that you give of yourself to somebody else. You could be, are you having a partner who's being generous with you, or are they just doing it out of duty? If you've been trying for so hard, sometimes it's just duty, okay? So take a break from that. Spend time, go and volunteer at a hospital or volunteer at a daycare where there's kids there. And instead of going into this sad mode, I really need to have children, is to enjoy them, okay? If you have nieces and nephews, spend time with them, because this kicks in your hormones in your body to want to reproduce, okay? So these are just really natural, easy connections that you can do. There's many different examples out in the world that people are in their 60s to 100s having babies. So yes, you can have babies when you're older as well. Like I am in Jubilee. If I really wanted to, I can have children because my womb is open now. This is not a fluke, okay? This has happened for a reason, for this message for you. A lot of beautiful things happen when God uses you and your cleansing blood. So just keep that in mind as well. It's a beautiful thing. There's women in the Bible who are specifically in their old age. Sarah, Abraham's wife, she didn't even believe it and had a surrogate. Okay, it's not a bad thing. Oh, maybe it was. But she was able to have 2 children, one by surrogate and one biological. So sometimes when you go into wanting to adopt and you put your paperwork in, I know like 80% of the people who've been trying to conceived from just doing that because they release the pressure and stress off of their bodies. Because then it's like, whew, don't have to do this no more. And it's like, now I can go into a natural cycle, because you can stress your body out. So serenity, peace, calm. Another woman of the Bible, Jacob and Rachel. It was like Rachel and Leah were actually twin sisters. They were, Leah was producing, so fertile, having all these babies, even used surrogates. And then Rachel was like, here, have surrogate. But she did have 2 children of her own biologically. Okay, eventually she gave up into this competition and her body conceived. And then we go into Hannah. Hannah prayed day and night. And it's funny because this is where she went and is like, God, if you do this, I will do this for you. And she gave her child back to God, right? This is sanctification. This is that you have made a bargain with God and God comes collecting, all right? So it gives back to the church. So that was Samuel. And then we have Elizabeth. She was also in her older age. She had John. So there are many different examples in history, in Bible, in where people have gone through a dry spell, had their wombs closed, never had children, and then been blessed to have children. Don't always listen to doctors who are not God, who give you the death sentence. And that is when they say, oh no, you can't. Yes, it can. Okay? Yes, it can. All right, let's look at the timing cards. So under your strength, you have, again, another divisible of 33. We got 3. The week, 7 days. So weak, in English, how it sounds is like there's weakness within you, which is the opposite of strong. Okay, but this is a strength too. So in your weakness, you're finding out all these beautiful messages, okay, of hope, of strength, of faith, of love, of peace, of serenity. Okay, so 7 is a very powerful divine number. 7 is very powerful. In fact, I did something yesterday, June 25th, which was July 25th, which is 7/7, and did something under 9 o'clock, which was 7/7/7. And when you tap into divine, into that love, into God comes in as the rescuer, the savior, the Messiah, and does things that just make man go, what? The epiphanies, the surprises. So yeah, so it doesn't always have to be that this is gonna happen in 7 days. All right, it could be 7 days of any time, but that is your strength, is 7. 7 is your strength. 417 is your solar plexus, is healing, and it's about the action. But also, look at the orange. The orange actually represents your sacral, which is below your solar plexus. It's releasing fear and guilt. So something that both of you, your spouse, and yourself can do is think about, get a pen and paper. Think about some of the things that may have prevented you from wanting to have children. Did your parents get divorced? Did you lose a brother or a sister? Did you see something die? Did you have a loss, and you said at one time, I will never get pregnant and bring a child into this world because murders, of thefts. Okay, your spirit, your consciousness, your things that are not aware into your mind is actually protecting you. So write that down. You're making an acknowledgement of, I said I would never bring a child into the world when I was 7 years old because there was too many murders in my neighborhood. And to raise a family is going to be very difficult. And financially, we were insecure. All right, write all of those down. I want you to fold it up. I want you and your partner, both of you have to do this. And you want to say, Spirit, thank you for protecting me. You do not have to protect me anymore because of everything I've written here. I have control now. Thank you for being my protector, but I have control now. And go and burn it. Okay? All right. If you struggle with that and are like locked into can't do this because it's paralyzing me, we need to do a healing session. And I do have healing sessions on my Etsy page. One-time purchase, and you get 3 recordings. So that's a beautiful thing to let go, to take, acknowledge the will, because the number one thing in manifesting or praying is your spirit is overprotecting you. It's bringing in all these ugly things to the surface to you to keep you in that protection mode, to keep you from wanting what you really truly want. Because yeah, maybe you want love, but because you saw your mom and dad and you had pain from their breakup and was traumatized as a child, your body's going to control that, and it's going to keep the right person from coming by sending all this crap. Okay, so just tell your spirit, thank you for protecting me. I got the wheel now. I'm the pilot. Thank you. I release you. Okay, super easy. All right, so what's on your heart? We got November, which is 17 card that comes back into the 8. And we got 49 days. So you want to count 49 days from when you listen to this recording, okay? Not 49 days from the day that I recorded this. So if you are listening to this on August 1st, you add 49 days. So let's see, that goes to 31 and 8. So is that the 18th? Okay, so August 18th would be on the day that you on count. All right, so this has both of the air and earth element. So something that can bring in that you need to be grounded and be careful of communication. All right, this is November. November is about the new fire, or the dove fire. The dove is perfection, it's pure, and the ember is like you gotta blow a little bit to get it sparked up. So it's the ember that needs to spark. The things that we talk about in November is Veterans Day, that we acknowledge that you are a conqueror, you've been through so much. And we go into Thanksgiving and how we didn't have much, but somebody came in to help and help you produce abundance, right? That's all about Thanksgiving. And then we give thanks and then we share. And that's where generosity comes in as well. So share this video as well. Share the things that you are learning in the comments below. All right, so and then also this is nourish. So what is the things that you could do to nourish your heart, right? What is the things that you could do to nourish your heart, not just your body? Because your body, you want healthy foods, you want clean foods, you want to stay away from processed. So what are some of the things that you could do for your heart to nourish? So you want to get into healthy thoughts of pregnancy, healthy thoughts of fertility. Don't think about the bad. You let that go. Okay, that you can write into a letter, or write a letter to yourself, and let it go. Because if you stay in the negative, the likelihood of actually conceiving is very, very low. So stay in the positive, and you have a higher amount of rate, and the angels are working with you. So angel that is coming to the surface is Gabriel. Gabriel is the angel who appears to all of the women of the Bible, mentioned or not, that it gives them the good news. Behold, you're pregnant. Don't fear. You're having a baby. Right? Because there's always a little bit of fear that comes up. It's like, am I going to be a good enough mother? Am I going to, lose the baby after, 4 weeks? Okay, those are the things that you want to let go. It's just no fear. Have no fear. Then we have the emerald that comes up. Emerald is really good. It's a good healing energy for the heart. So while you're getting through this positive thought, because you're going to bring it all into the heart and to wear green, because that is all the heart chakra. Green is about fertility and bounty, and everything is flourishing. And then we also have the sardonyx. And I don't know much about the sardonyx. It's just there. I will list it in the comments below and what sardonyx is. All right, so into the beautiful. You guys having a very beautiful reading. Okay, so going into the challenge or obstacle for the timing, 174 is right below your root chakra. So these are the things that you are growing inside you, that is what you've learned, and it's like things are going to have to be stirring for your roots to grow in order to plant a new tree for this child that you want to bring into the world, right? So you had to get past things that family have said and things of society has said, because all things are possible. And then this is the first card that we have 4 in. So the 40 is about the perfect order. And it's beautiful. It's also when you tap into the energy and to the megahertz of the 174, you're going to heal your root system and below. You're going to heal that. So yeah, your organs are going to get renewal. So if your sexual organs needs to be renewed or needs to be sparked on, because you can have a dead, lifeless sacral energy, and you don't want that. You want it to be open. Okay, so really work into that. All right, so the things that I've been experiencing in the last 30 days is the nurturing part that I want to nurture and cuddle. For the thought process, so that you're not going insane or psychotic, because hormones are going wild, is to create something and be a creator. No matter if it's creating new space in your home, or if it's doing cross stitch and doing a baby mural, or knitting a blanket, or crocheting, because when you are creating, you're automatically pray for whatever you're making. And it's better to pray than to constantly obsess. Okay, so we're not about obsession. We're giving our bodies freedom. We're giving our bodies freedom to get out of that stress mode, to get into an easy thought and heart mode, right? Because when you have so much love to share, your body is just naturally going to open. And I like to have everything come through the heart first, and then go up into the thought or down into the sacral. Okay. I've been wearing garnet, but garnet, you have to kind of realize too, it prevents the blood from flowing. So this is something that you would want to wear during the new moon to the full moon, because you want the blood to be collected. So garnet should only be used during that time. I would use something like, there's amethyst for royalty and knowledge. Green, you can get into something orangey. Maybe that sardonyx would be a good one. But something orangey. There's I'll put that in the comments too when that name of the crystal comes up. But stones are really good. You want to wash them with salt, vinegar, water, rinse them, add a little oil, and you want to pray over it. I sing over all mine, and it charges it up, and it will help your body to naturally protect yourself and naturally heal yourself. Emerald is a really great one for your heart, because everything you want to have to come through your heart. I have been thinking a lot about manifesting, and right before my menstrual cycle started, I started saying, I am fertile, I am fertile, I am fertile, and I started my blood flow. So, but like I said, a collection of blood has to start 30 days before. So just think about being abundant and being fertile. And say those things. I am fertile. I am abundant. I manifest beautiful, healthy children or child. Have your partner do this too. You can come up with beautiful affirmations. There's so much on the YouTube. I just want to take it further into the things that I have learned. So you can design a room for a nursery, or maybe like the box of clothes, and start getting a couple of clothes just as a reminder, or the baby doll that you had when you were growing up. Something that you want to give your niece and nephew, but you don't give it to them, and you just have that sitting out and around, and pray over it, because Peter prayed over a cloth and give it to someone, and they were healed. So you can do this too, and pray over this image of a child, or you can use like even an angel. I used to have an angel that was holding a baby, and that was just a constant reminder to pray. I got it before I was even pregnant, and I did not have it when I lost my third one, but that image still is with me, of that angel protecting and guarding the baby. That this baby is coming, and it's here now. So you need to be in that positive, victorious mode. It is here now. I am abundant. I am fertile. I conceive. I am a mother, I am a father, and just go through those affirmations that it is here now. Another thing I wanted to bring mention to is the 20, I think it's the 23rd Psalm that we all say at a funeral. But guess what? The last verse is, I shall not want. I shall not want. God does not want you to want. So get out of that I want, I desire, I need to have it, and get into it's here. It is here, because everything in the Bible manifests into beautiful things. It manifests the Messiah, and we're going to see the Messiah. So you have to, like heaven. It give you a description of heaven, and so we all think about heaven. Well, heaven is here. It is here now. It is within us. So really get into those kind of affirmations that it is here now. If you want me to develop an affirmation, I can do that too. I do have a chant. It's called Re Solu. Re Solu. So it gets down into the sacral energy, and it will open up that, and then your solar plexus, and then your third eye into the soul, S-O-U-L, into God's zone. Okay, so that's a beautiful little chant. I think it's 14 minutes long for $3.69. Also, I do have an oil that's just for babies. It's called Gentle Baby, and if I were you, I would put it on. It smells beautiful. So grab something like baby oil, and when you put it on yourself, anoint your womb, and it's like, this is a beautiful, healthy, safe space for baby, and whatever child's name you want to use, because it's so important to bring it into you now, because it can happen. I believe all things can happen. So put your thoughts, put your ideas down below. What are some of the things that you want to incorporate that we have talked about? What other affirmations do you use? And what will you use? And keep a journal. It's really crucial to help you stay in that mindset, but don't go crazy over it, okay? You just want to change your patterns so that your consciousness becomes your unaware of your unconscious, of your spirit. Unconsciousness is just spirit, and get into that, so that instead of protecting, that it's drawing in. All right, because all things are possible. All right, so thank you so much for being here today. I just pray for all the love and joy and peace that you are conceived, you are gestating into this beautiful and healthy baby boy or baby girl, that you're bringing in beauty into this world, and what a blessing it is for you and your family.